morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Matt.
I'm Grandpa.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Gavin.
I'm Aunt Becky.
I'm Mimi.
I'm Aunt Tracy.
Okay.
And we're some of the Veggie Boys.
Hey, go.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. We can grow a lot of stuff on the farm, but one thing we can't grow is this channel without your help. Welcome back, everyone. It's so nice to see you. This morning, I'm not gonna be too active here on the farm. Lauren and I have an appointment we need to go to, so that's what we're gonna be doing today. Callie is gonna be here at the farm though. Look at her trash truck. That's her new favorite toy, a garbage truck. I don't know what that tells you, but she's a hardworking woman. This morning on the farm though, we have got basically everything all set up. We worked pretty late when it came to silage last night. We already got one wagon unloaded this morning. With silage, I believe we have 2 or 3 more like half wagons that we need to unload, and then silage will be completely finished. We wanted to finish last night, but it was so dewy out that the tractors weren't even able to pull everything up the hill. So it was getting a little dangerous. We decided it'd be a good time to stop. But it's okay, it's not a big deal. We're able to get it all finished today. So I think we're all gonna be happy that silage is now done. Another thing that's worth mentioning is how crazy the farm market has been. These mums have been flying out of here. And I don't know if it's because of the new presentation or if it's just getting to pumpkin time, but all of these pumpkins and all of these stackers, people have been picking them up like hotcakes. If you don't know what a hotcake is, I'm pretty sure it's like a pancake, like a really good pancake. I don't know, but people have been picking them up. Look at these white pumpkins. Aren't they gorgeous? Man, this one looks like Matthew. But anyway, I hope to be back later on today and I'll be helping out the boys, but for now, I gotta get going.
Trash.
Yeah, trash. And what do you have here?
It's a pumpkin.
Lauren and I are back home. We've been spending some time with Callie here. I am gonna head back to the house, get all changed up, and then I'll be back over for work. When we got finished last night, Jeff left his tractor and his chopper here. That way he could get home a little sooner. We were kind of late when we were done. So we're just topping him off with some fuel and he's gonna take the slow ride home. We really appreciate what Jeff did for us. Big thank you to Jeff. After I got back to the farm, I hopped on the four-wheeler because I wanted to come out here and show you where the field was. So to my left, this is where that large field of corn silage was. And we mowed down the whole thing. This was pretty smooth. We didn't have any issues here. But once we got down over the hill into that next section, that's where the trouble started. You can see this hill I'm going down right now. This is what we had to pull the wagons out of. So it was a little on the sketch side. This is where our last wagon is that we need to unload. It is lunchtime right now, so we're gonna get it after lunch. This doesn't look too bad. I mean, there is a slight grade here, but the issue was all the dew just sitting on the ground. It was causing Jeff to slide with his chopper, and it just wasn't fun. Trying to get the wagons pulled up that hill, it just wasn't a good situation, so we waited till this morning to get 2 of the wagons already home. The chopper did a really nice job. All we have to do with this field now is come through with the bush hog and mow it. We were very impressed with how much we actually got done yesterday. The fact that we were able to essentially finish off silage, big bonus for us. Now, if you're kind of curious where this field is at on the farm, this is the sweet corn that we've been picking. So this silage corn was right next to the sweet corn. And I don't know how Dad does it, but he figured just enough to get his 3rd bag filled. So he's a genius. Back at the farm, one of the neighbors is here to pick up the wagons, and we have our final silage going into the bag. They just finished wrapping up the last wagon, so this is it. We did not have these wagons. Yeah, this would have taken a very long time. So we finished off with 2 full-length 100-foot bags, and then our 3rd bag, it's about 80 feet, which for us, that's pretty good. Last year we just did 2 bags and we had just enough to finish to where we needed. So this is gonna ensure that we have plenty throughout the winter. Now the thing that's important to remember is we also have more cattle. So the 3rd bag is not overkill too. And this feed will be good for a long time. What do you think, Dad? Are you happy with the way it went?
Yep, good silage season.
I'm happy with it. Oh well. Only broke down once.
Yeah, but that wasn't even our fault. You know whose fault that was, right?
I'm not allowed to say whose fault.
Oh, never mind. We won't say whose fault it was.
My tractor! Brakes! We need brakes!
Still going. It's still going forward.
We need more brakes!
Now that we are all finished with the bagger, it's going back to the guy that owns it. See, there's a bunch of other farmers that use the bagger and they all work together the same way we do. So we just need to make sure we get all this stuff put back and ready for transport because they're coming to get it at 4 today. So that means taking everything and putting it away nice and neat, cleaning it up so that when they pick it up, they can get started right away. Plenty of room for us to fit down through the bags. That's what we like. And this kind of gives you an idea of what it looks like coming out the back. And Daniel better get the skid steer loader in place over there, and it's all falling out. Now who's gonna clean all this up?
Daniel.
Now to make sure we keep all the oxygen out of it, we are gonna trim the bag and then fold it, and we'll have this end all closed up because the oxygen is what could eventually spoil the silage. We don't want that to happen, so we're gonna get this end closed up tight. Now we are gonna have a little excess plastic here on the end, but Dad, what are you gonna do with it?
Who would think it's gonna rain this weekend? We're gonna use it to cover the pumpkins. Well, didn't come back with the skid loader.
Dad's stuck in it. Uh-oh. I'm just gonna drag this over to the pumpkins. Like Dad said, it's gonna rain. Just good to have it there. You know what these are called right here? Lunch ladies. I didn't name them, but my mom was my lunch lady. She always looked great. Guess what Daniel just did to the skid steer tire? I mean, it wasn't really his fault. We needed a new tire, but kaboom.
Here, Dad, back up a little bit more.
The last thing that we need for this to be road ready is this piece that goes on the back. This is the backstop that just holds the bag so the silage doesn't get pushed out. And then the bagger will be ready to go. So they've already come and got 2 wagons. There's only one more that they need to pick up and the bagger, and then everything's gone. Give her a little oomph. Now that we're all finished with that job, we need to get the side-by-side hooked up to the wagon because we got some picking to do.
Good.
Come on, Gavin, let's go. We got to get picking. You ready?
I'm ready.
There's where we need to be. Oh, we already had baskets on there. We didn't even need to bring red baskets. Now this morning the boys were able to get some sweet corn picked. Besides that, they had just been focusing on the silage, so we didn't get anything else harvested today. But something we definitely need is beans. Green, yellow, and flat, which brings us out to the bean field. We've talked a few times about how we have lots of plantings here and how we've been able to basically keep the harvester here the entire time. And that actually saves us a lot because we don't have to continuously transport the picker to and from fields. If we can keep all the beans in the same area, well, it's just a no-brainer to leave the planter here. What we do have is beautiful beans. Oh, there's a spider there. I almost grabbed a spider. But this is what we're looking for. Man, Gavin, I thought Grandpa was never gonna get here.
Oh, he's getting up there in age. He likes to take his time a bit more.
This is the best equipment jack in the entire world. Look at that thing. Woo! In the words of my dad, they don't make them like they used to. I'm thinking it's gonna be green beans, but you can never be too sure. Dad likes to mix it up. We just finished off our first row. We did green to start off. We got 4 bushel. They look really, really nice. Now we're just doing a quick walk around to see what we have to pick next. Trying to figure out if we want the yellow or the flat beans. We're a little concerned about the older planting of yellow. The plants have gotten a little more mature than we would have wanted, and they've started to fall over, which means they've gotten covered in mud.
From all the rain, you can see that's rust, it's called. And it just don't look nice. You can't pick them. And every one of them has it. It's from too much rain.
You get rust on your car, you get rust on your beans. Both are terrible things. Have you ever got rust on your beans?
It happens a lot more than I'd like. It's always annoying.
So the younger yellow beans, they are not affected by the rust because the plants are on the younger side. They haven't been exposed to as much rain. And it is upsetting. When rust hits the beans, it makes them very tough and bitter. So it's not like we can just pick these and sell them, but you are getting later into the year too, and frost is right around the corner. We didn't expect to be harvesting beans super late, so it is what it is. I mean, we're happy with what we've got this year. Plenty of beans have gone through the farm market, but I think that's going to be the end of yellow for now until the next planting comes along, because the beans look good. I mean, they look really good. They just have not matured completely. You can see this one's like half yellow, half green. This one's ready. But we don't want to go through and pick the plant and destroy them before we can get a nice efficient harvest. Most importantly, these younger beans taste so good. So Dad, what do you think about all this rust in your beans?
It happens.
So you're telling me you're not going to be grouchy about it?
No. I'm just glad I have some beans. Everything that touches the ground is moldy. Like all your beans that touch the ground. Here you can see. That's bad because that was touching the ground.
So you're telling me if you touch the ground, you get moldy?
Only if you're a bean and if it rains all the time. It never stops raining, and it rains and it rains and it rains. We've had almost 6 inches of rain in the last week. It just rains and rains and rains.
And rains.
Thanks, Gavin.
Anytime.
It's a team effort around here. What can we say? These flat beans are underperforming a little bit. That's to be expected, they're young. The neighbor's goats are checking us out. These beans aren't for you, goat. We got the flat beans picked, but we're gonna try and pick the top side of the green bean plants, see if they clean up. We just wanna go through. We're gonna have to sort them for our orders. We might as well pick a few more anyway.
Which one was it?
As we went out through, I think it was working, picking the top side of the plant. We did go through sections where there was mold and there was rust, but overall these look better. I think that was a good idea. We did some sorting of the beans, and this is what we were left with. 5.5 bushel of green and 1/2 bushel of flat. All in all, I think that's a really good harvest. We'll be able to get the orders that we have taken care of, and that's about it. We're gonna head back to the farm. Now, I didn't mention it in the last video, but I mentioned it the video before, but that my back was hurting pretty bad. It still is. It's doing a lot better now. But I have been very limited in what I've been able to do on the farm. So that's not been fun. But the way I'm looking at it is if I take care of myself and take it a little easier than normal, it'll benefit me. So I'm just trying to be careful. Still trying to work hard because there's plenty to do, but trying to take it easy. Just got all the beans taken into the farm market. Now I came down around back to look at the little calf. There he is, right next to Mama. It is really amazing how tiny these things are. But he's been up running around, he's been eating off his mom, so things are looking good. We have it marked down somewhere when her due date was supposed to be. I'm not 100% sure, so this shouldn't have shocked us. But I'll tell you what, when she came up over that hill with a little calf fall on her, we were not expecting that. So tell everyone what you did to the skid steer loader tire.
I finally got the really bad tire to pop, so now I got a new tire.
He did say it was his mission to get a new tire on the skid steer loader. I mean, look at that thing. That's pretty snazzy. And can you tell we had to pressure wash the rim off before we took it to get fitted? I mean, that is completely, it looks like that underneath all of that. Don't worry, we'll be pressure washing that soon enough. I gotta get things cleaned up. We are getting into the later part of the day, so it is a good opportunity for us to get animals fed, which is what Daniel and I are working on now.
Now, because it's summertime and there's grass out growing, to encourage the cows to go out and eat the grass, instead of sit here at home and eating grain and stuff, we don't feed them at night, so they leave. But these cattle over here stay in so they get more grain. Backflip.
The morning usually takes a little bit longer because we have to dump silage in. With silage on the wagon, it is pretty easy with 2 people, but you do need 2. Daniel and I are also checking on this one cow and had his head stuck under the feeder. That's why his name is Matthew. No, we're kidding. It's not named Matthew.
We named it Petey.
How we doing, Mama? You okay? How's our good girl? Rosie was always a problem when she was a younger girl because she always escaped. Yep, this was the cow that always escaped on us and we could never figure out why. Can you believe that? And we bred her. What?
It wasn't a smart move, but she always came back.
Good night, little baby. You rest up. I was doing some looking around and I felt like it was a good idea to show you the greenhouse number 4 down over the hill. We're getting quite empty in here. What's nice is everything down here is on automatic water lines as it is. But once you get a row completely finished off, like what we have over here, we can just move things over. And we're getting down to the point where it's just the middle table. That's crazy. When spring comes around, we do a lot in the greenhouses. So you see us fill these things up and now we're just emptying them. What are you working on in here, Grammy?
More red beets.
More red beets. She's got some jars right there. She's got jars right there. And if that's not enough for the day, look at all that salsa. Ay, ay, ay. It is just about closing time here on the farm. So I was just walking around outside making sure there's nothing that needs to be filled up, but it's been a good day. And this is also a great time to remind you guys that if you have not already, make sure you like the video. It helps us out a ton. And if you're new, please remember to subscribe. I'm trying to hit 200K subscribers by the end of the year. Can we do it? I don't know, but I need help. Well, everyone, we are now home for the night. Yeah, we're getting ready to eat dinner. Callie, those are not the right shoes for going outside.
Look who's that?
Yeah, well, I guess any shoes could be good shoes for going outside. But anyway, this is where we're gonna end the video today. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.